championship in his rookie year. So this means a lot to a lot of people. It'll speak volumes to both of these organizations for them to win a championship. And the NFL is looking at this like possibly the passing of the torch, as we talked about. If Mahomes beats Brady, but if Brady beats Mahomes, that's number 7 for him. And it's the old school versus new school quarterbacks. And it sets up for a great storyline in a couple weeks down in Tampa.
Yeah. I'm very, very excited to see these two go head to head and who's gonna be hoisting that Lombardi trophy. Even if you tried to put this together, it couldn't have just been any better. I think this is one of the best football and playoff seasons you could have ever asked for and could have even imagined, because we've seen and we had the best of the best go against each other. And this is just the cherry on top.
It's incredible how the storylines and how these teams fell in line. The AFC had 2 of the best young quarterbacks to play this game, and Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes squaring off 2 days ago. And then on the NFC side, you've got the GOAT against one of the other great quarterbacks to ever play this game, and Aaron Rodgers, 2 of the greatest number 12s to play this game. We talked about that during the game. Old school versus new school quarterbacks. That's what it was set up for in the Super Bowl. And this is going to be so much fun in 2 weeks to see who schemes up the most over this 2-week span. And Joe and Aileen and I talked about this, about how because of the COVID situations and the COVID protocols, the Chiefs are not going to be able to arrive in Tampa until 2 days before the game. So they'll arrive on Friday, February 5th. So what does that do for their preparation, Joe, and them getting prepared to take on Tom and the Buccaneers in their own home stadium? I'm sure they'll practice that entire week, and they'll go through all their testing and contact tracing and I'm sure the NFL will want to make sure that the Chiefs are good from their end before they jump on that plane and fly to Tampa. And I'm sure they'll do more testing once they arrive in Tampa. But this is an unusual situation, and everything is scaled back. There probably won't be a media day or any of the other pomp and circumstance that surrounds Super Bowl 55, but this is what we're living in, Joe. These are the times we're living in, and the NFL and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and everybody in those organizations are just going to have to make do with what we have for right now and hope this time next year we're back to normal and we can actually get back to more of the pomp and circumstance that we're used to with the Super Bowl when Super Bowl 56 comes around. But I'm excited regardless that these 2 teams are going to do battle, and we actually got an entire season end, Joe, with everything that we were faced with COVID-19 and how much it battered and bruised a lot of football teams and a lot of fans with them not being able to go to these games and cheer for their teams, at least until the playoffs. It was great to see that many fans in Green Bay on Sunday and in Kansas City on Sunday. It was great to see fans back. No, there wasn't a full stadium in Green Bay and in Kansas City, but it was great to see fans there. And we'll have 20,000 fans in Tampa for Super Bowl 55. 7,500 of them will be first responders. Another brilliant move. Aileen and I talked about that. What a great move for the NFL to give 7,500 first responders, these men and women who have served, who have sacrificed their lives and their livelihood for the past year to ensure our safety and to protect and save as many people as possible. Absolutely, they should get free tickets and be pampered when they get to Super Bowl 55. What a great move by the National Football League to include the first responders in Super Bowl 55.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. Great decision by NFL to go ahead and do that. I commend them, and what better way than to be rewarded? I think this is just something great that's being done.
Absolutely, absolutely,
most definitely.
So, Joe, let's go back and talk some more Aaron Rodgers. I wanted to get your take on what you think the future of Aaron Rodgers is. Do you think he will remain with the Green Bay Packers? Will he be in a Packers uniform next year? Or do you think that relationship is strained and it's cracked and it cannot be fixed, it cannot be healed, and he'll be playing somewhere else next year?
I will not say that it cannot be healed. It is strained, and you can just see the reaction just even in the game, before even the press conference, and just as soon as you saw that call was made and not seeing him go back on the field, how upset he was, and the look in his face of defeat immediately. great sportsmanship by Aaron Rodgers. Just commend him for that. And taking that loss, and him and Tom Brady exchanged some words at the end of the game. Great sportsmanship by both. But with that being said, Aaron Rodgers expressed it in the press conference. It was not his decision. And you know that that's something that he wanted to go out there. He wanted to go put it out on the line. He was putting it all out on the line out there against Tom Brady and the Bucs, and something it was taken away from him. So I don't blame him for feeling the way that he is feeling, and that's something to not easy to get past. I will say that. That's going to be a conversation or something that they're both going to have to get through. It's going to be difficult, of course. I don't know. I don't think it's certain. He even said that it's uncertain what the future holds and whether he's going to remain a Green Bay Packer or not. I would love for him to see his career through with Green Bay. I don't know that that's going to happen. It seems, there's a relationship there that was severed. We saw that there's been some turbulence, though, not only this season, but we've seen it we saw it last season, how that was too. So there's definitely something there. There's something brewing, and something in which Aaron Rodgers is not happy about, and that is bothering him. And allowing him and having your quarterback make it, take some shots and make some decisions, or make it, this is the last play possible, the last play of the game, and which can be the defining moment. And, like we said earlier, that what if is not going to remain, because that what if moment and him going out there could have possibly taken him to the Super Bowl. So yes. It's going to be something that's going to be, be very heavily weighed on for Aaron Rodgers, and not only for him, but also for Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers. So that's definitely, yes, something that's very severe. And again, the kid that they just drafted, his name just escaped my
Jordan Love.
Thank you, Jordan Love. There's that one. That's also that situation. I know Aaron Rodgers wasn't happy about that, so we'll see how that's going to play out. Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur, and the Green Bay Packers need to sort out. If we don't see him as a Packer next season, any team would be happy and wanting to take Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback.
Oh, absolutely. 31 teams would love to line up to enlist Aaron Rodgers' services. But do you think that Rodgers should have been a little bit more vocal to Matt LaFleur on that decision? Do you think LaFleur even consulted with Rodgers, or Rodgers even said anything to him about, hey, coach, let me go back out there, let me do this thing? Or was there no discussion between those two, and LaFleur just said, okay, we're just going to go ahead and kick this field goal and not even think about rolling number 12 back out there?
I don't think that there was much of a discussion, just by the way that Aaron Rodgers was reacting, and probably he just didn't even stand the opportunity of time to even fight Matt LaFleur on it. We just saw how quickly it just turned, and or maybe Aaron Rodgers did try to fight it, but it was just a hard no and didn't let him go out there. Matt LaFleur didn't let Aaron Rodgers go out there, because I think if he was given the opportunity, I think he should have been given the opportunity or given the option. Hey, you're my guy, and just seeing the type of game, who you're playing, who Aaron Rodgers is, and everything that's at stake, that to be given that option. And for Aaron Rodgers, I think that should have been his decision to make.
Yes, because Aaron Rodgers has earned that right. 16 years in the league, all with the Green Bay Packers. He's brought them a championship. He's been in 5 NFC championship games. Unfortunately, he's lost 4 of them. That was his first time ever hosting one as a member of the Packers. But yes, he should have been afforded that right to say, I'm staying out here, coach. He should have, if anything, he should have just waved coach off and said, no, do not bring Mason Crosby out here. I'm staying out here. This is what we're going to do. and we're going to live and die by what happens right here, right now on 4th and 8. Because just think if he would have converted, because Aaron had rolled out, you remember when Aaron rolled out to his right, he had free space. So just think if he would have gotten 5 or 6 yards, it would have been 4th and 2. Then I really think Matt LaFleur would have considered going for it on 4th and 2 as opposed to 4th and 8. But even 4th and 8, you give it to the MVP and you let your season ride on your MVP. That's the decision I would have made.
I know if Aaron Rodgers would have gone back out there, he had the opportunity, we would have seen like a Hail Mary of some sort type of play, because that's who Aaron Rodgers is.
Yes.
And that's how he plays. You know him. But just that was taken away from him. We heard it right away. And as soon as that decision was made, everyone took it to social media. We heard it that night, all media just putting it out there and being criticized right away in a heartbeat. So we all know what that meant and what it means. So I'm sure Matt LaFleur, he's hearing it all, and hopefully we get to hear his side of it, of why it is that he made that decision to not have Aaron Rodgers go out there and take that opportunity.
Yeah, possibly.
So, and at least if we don't hear it, that he at least talks to Aaron Rodgers and they can hash that out. And, because Aaron Rodgers, more than anyone, deserves that.
Yes, he does. Yes. And you're right. If we never hear from Matt LaFleur again on this in a situation, which I know we will, because it's the media. That's what we do. We get information. We get information from coaches and players. But you're right. The most important thing right now is for LaFleur and Rodgers to come together and mend whatever fences that are broken right now, because they need each other. And LaFleur needs Aaron Rodgers more than ever now, because he's the MVP. He's one of the greatest of all time. He is magnificent, just incredible talent, because you can't fly blind into the postseason, Joe, into the offseason with no sense of direction as to where number 12 is going to go. You need to know where his head is at, and if he wants to come back next year. And if he doesn't, then you've got to be able to plan. That's why you drafted Jordan Love. If Aaron's ready to go, you have to move on. You shake his hand and say thank you for your 16 years of service, but you move on, and then you start the Jordan Love era, I would imagine.
Yeah, if this season is of any indication of what Aaron Rodgers is capable of doing, not only as a quarterback, as a player, for the organization, for the Green Bay Packers, I don't know what more is that he deserves, for you to decide and say, hey, he's our guy, regardless of drafting Jordan Love or not. He's your guy. If you do not mend that relationship, because I've seen loss and I've seen defeat. And I've seen that in Aaron Rodgers when he loses a game. Last night or Sunday night game and losing against Tom Brady, and that decision that was made is a look that I have never seen in Aaron Rodgers' face. Total defeat.
Me neither. And Joe,
so you can see it in the press conference too, that it's for him, it's something, and for the words that he said, that it's pretty much, it's undecided and don't know where this is going. That speaks volumes, and he's saying that for him, he's probably making the decision of possibly not playing. I don't know what the contract terms and what his contract is right now. I don't know those details off the top of my head, but possibility of not being with I wouldn't be surprised if he does not remain with the Packers, or something. They come to a decision to where they decide to part ways. So
according to Spot Rack, this is the site that I go through to for all my contract information as far as contracts. I'm looking at Aaron's contract. He's got 2 more years on his contract. He's an unrestricted free agent in 2024. So he's got an out this year, a potential out, but in 2022, he's there. If he stays, 2023, he's there. But in 24, he's a free agent. So he's tied to them for at least 2 more years, unless he decides he wants out of there and they seek out a trade, which will be unfortunate. But can you remember an athlete of his profile and his caliber that has felt about an organization the way he feels about the Packers in recent memory? I really can't. I know Brady and Belichick have had their issues, but I don't think Brady had an issue with the Patriots organization as a whole. I don't think so.
No, it was different.
Well, now I guess now we can talk about Deshaun Watson because he's not happy with the Houston Texans. So yeah, we can talk about Deshaun Watson's not happy. So
Or
there is
James Harden.
Yes.
If you go NBA, that's something that's been not new news, and it hasn't been so recent that we know about it. He's expressed it for some
Yes.
time now that he's wanted out of
Right.
Houston.
Yes.
But there are different capacities, different situations for each of these. But for it to